the City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Greetings, Los Angeles. Welcome to episode 184. That's right, 184. We're going to call this one The Wilderness for very obvious reasons, because welcome to it. First time ever feeling that way, but we are now in the wilderness. Let me welcome back Junior. How you doing tonight?
Good. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me again, brother.
Dude, I mean, I want to have you come on when it's a happy moment. We're just kind of over right now with you coming on in the beginning. So let's hope this weekend
you're not blaming me, are you?
Things. Dude, I know, man. It's one of these things where we're just waiting. We're waiting. It's like fishing, right? You just you cast it, you wait. It's going to eventually happen. Pull a few times, and then you get the hit. So it's going to happen. I might feel a little bit better about this weekend's game. We'll talk about that a little later, but we got you in here for like the homework side of things, the hard side of things, the actual talking about the last match. So, yes, guys, we are here. We are in the wilderness. When I say the wilderness, I mean not in the playoffs. I know it's early, but we got to be real about it. We are in the cellar. You can't go any lower yet, unless you're winless, of course. That would be pretty bad. We're not that, thank goodness. But it's early. And this is a quick turnaround if we get it right. So we got to think that. So it's not like, everything raining down. It's just not going where we want it to be. So that's our moment. So, Junior, I brought you in to break things down for the game. I know later, guys, we're digging this format of jumping around. So we're going to have Punk come on for the community news, vinyl. You know how that runs. And then later, Ben's going to jump on and we're going to talk about we're going to do a really good deep dive into the Colorado Rapids. Like, Junior's laughing because he saw what we were doing and he goes, wow, you're right. We're getting in really deep. So it's worth it because this is a rising side that we're dealing with. And it's a good move to learn about them before you actually see them on the field. So there's that. So let's talk about what the heck happened in Seattle. Yes, we're playing a Seattle side that hasn't lost yet. We're playing a Seattle side that hasn't allowed a goal in the run of play. Kid you not about that. So as surging as you can get, probably the best team in the league at the moment. And here we are licking our wounds from a defeat that we all knew was a preventable defeat. And now going, well, hey, we did okay against them at home. So let's go up there and maybe change the vibe a bit. So that's pretty much our lead up going into it. I think the biggest plus going into this match was, of course, Carlos Vela finally getting back into it, dressing with the team, training with the team, and making a trip. Right. He went on the road. So there is that. That's our lead up into this. Starting 11, though, was a little interesting. Junior, who made it out on the field for this one? At least to start off.
For us, out back, our goalkeeper, of course, Cisniega. It was Segura, Murillo, Blackmon. K in the middle, or right ahead of them, and right in front of them. Sorry, Farfan, Atuesta, Cifuentes, Blessing, and up top was Rossi and Baird.
Interesting. So it was not quite what we're used to seeing, right? A minor change there.
Yep.
Yeah. So dropping Cifuentes a little bit to back, like we saw when we played him at home. I think the big change, which we discussed on this show last time, was the addition of Farfan into the starting lineup.
A great addition.
I think I mentioned it that maybe it was a chance to give some competition in that position and let Farfan play in his normal environment rather than the opposite side of things. And so he got his chance for the day, which, to be honest, was earned. Do you agree, Junior?
Absolutely. And I think he's making a real push for holding on to that spot, at least for the next game, or hopefully it continues. I really like what I see from Farfan.
One of the stories of stability within the side so far. That's right. For sure. It's more than most expected, seeing how he came from Portland as a homegrown. Definitely more than we expected, but consistency. And consistency is key, especially in his position, knowing what he's dealing with. I'm okay with it. You don't have to be above and beyond. You just have to play within your ability and get the job done. And I think that's what we saw from him from the get-go, right?
I agree completely.
Excellent. Now, who did they field for Seattle? What were we dealing with out there?
Cleveland between the pipes. Yeah, but and Tolo, Arriaga, Gomez. Midfield was Smith, João Paulo,
right?
Rodon, the Alex one, and in front of him, his brother, Christian Roldan, and Rui Diaz up top, and with Bruin also up top.
Interesting choices for the day. Not a shock up top, to be honest.
Nope.
The goalkeeping situation was interesting. This is basically his first start with them. I think they got him from USL, and I think he had like 2. He's hardly even dressed for these guys. He's new. But basically, their goalkeeper got severely injured against San Jose. So Fry, the guy we're all used to seeing, wasn't there, which, let's be honest, you have to feel a little bit of confidence knowing he's not there. But it didn't quite play that way, right? I mean, yeah, it's one thing. It's good to have a young new keeper that you can pepper, but you have to pepper him to make that happen. And we'll talk as we develop this episode, you'll realize that
we'll get into that.
We'll get into that. But so the lineup was interesting. I think the story of the season has been their wing backs. Or midfield, if you want to call it that. They technically play with 3 center backs, and then your 2 outside backs are basically wing back midfielders. They kind of switch around depending on the wind, you could say. So, at any time they could have 5 back or 5 mid and just overload you, which we experienced in the second half. But that's their lineup, and it hasn't been a shock. This is what they've done from the first match this season. They're sticking with it. They're not going back to the 4-2-3-1 situation like they used to do. This is where they're at. They're comfortable with this lineup. They're comfortable with this system. So there you go. That's Seattle. Highlights of the match. Basically, I would say this. The first half, LAFC played LAFC football. Controlling possession, touching the ball around, keeping things moving, trying to spring people back in behind them. The only issue was when we got to the final third, there was not a lot of creativity and not a lot of movement off the ball. I think we could count on one hand the moments where it like could have been a chance or even a maybe chance. It was a lot of just us working, them absorbing and countering us and keeping us honest, but pretty much weathering the storm. Is that the vibe you got as well, Junior?
Completely. It was a lot of legwork. The passes in the midfield, it seemed like it was all clicking. They were finding each other. Nobody was putting anybody else in a pinch. But that final third, just no creativity. Again, going back to our last episode, I don't know if it's a mental thing, because I mean, we've seen it in seasons past already. They can put it together, be dynamic. I mean, this is why we love them. But right now, it's dry.
Yeah, there's not a lot of movement off the ball. They're not presenting themselves to whoever has the ball. They're not giving them that easy way out or even the double option. It's pretty much one predictable move, and that's what you get. Maybe you're going to kick it out to the wide, but it's not anything where there's a third man in kind of setup. I've always felt with teams that go back, it's one thing to do the give and go, but sometimes you want to see that give and go where the 2 guys are going together and you think they're going to do something, and all of a sudden the third man's the one that comes in the overlap.
Yeah,
and that's the guy that gets to play. Kind of like when Germany won the World Cup, like that was like their classic move when teams would bunker down on them is, all right, let's use the third option. We're not doing that. We haven't seen it from us yet. I know when Vela's healthy, we might see that when everything's clicking and everyone's together, that could be the case. But in this match, it really wasn't there. It was pretty predictable going in. I think we had, how many shots did we have in the first half? One
on target.
1 on goal. That's it.
Yep,
1 on target. Yeah, that's not peppering a new keeper at all. At all. Now, I mean, we weren't allowing anything either, right? It was,
right. But like you said, he's a new keeper. You got to test him. Just even if it's not going to be something that he's really going to have to overexert himself, or just try him. Let's see where he's at. Is he nervous? Or is he going to let something slip in between his hands, in between his legs? You got to try him, feel him out. It's like boxing. You throw some jabs, you start feeling out the opponent. But we didn't do any of that, and that's what's really frustrating.
Yeah, there's not that snap that we have that you used to have. That was just the killer instinct move. Nothing yet. It's very much. It looks almost like academy football, where you're just playing the system and just going through the motions of playing the system. Well, that's where I'm supposed to be. And there was a million times where I'm like, just hold the ball, like a split second longer. Let the passing lanes open for you because they're all shifting.
Yeah.
And rather than just letting go. Like, just give it a few seconds.
Right.
Take a few steps forward. I know Tuesta was doing it a little bit in this game. We need more of that. Think a little bit.
And K was doing okay too in the first half. It's
first half was fine.
Yeah, I mean it's just that final third. Like I said, like he had from the start, and then I think it was like 9th minute or something. He had that pass. It was like a chip loft to a running Baird who brought it down with his chest, but he got away from him. Keeper got it, but that was nice. 9th minute. I'm like, yes, okay. But no,
it didn't equate from anything after that.
No.
So we get to the end of half. There's some movement off the bench we see with Vela and several others already making motions before the half was even over. Second half comes around and is definitely Vela watch, right? He just everybody's when's he going to get his moments. I think I was texting you. I'm like, it'd be really nice to see him in, but what did I say? 55th, between 55 and 65 would probably be the ideal moment to get him into the game. I think he came in 67th?
67th, 69th.
Yeah, about the 67th minute. Probably a little bit late under the circumstances, but again, the first thing I thought when he did come in at the time is he's definitely on limited minutes. And that's why he came in when he came in. So it's not really the situation on the field like, oh man, we need him now. It's more of, yeah, we need him now, but he has his limits. And you can't argue with that. That's the life of it. We definitely want to see him more though. That's for sure.
Yeah. I was happy to see him on the field. I didn't want him to do too much. I just wanted to see how he was running. Was he hobbling a bit? Was he wrapped up crazy on a leg or a knee? Back? Right. Was he holding back? Yeah. And he looked good. So I think that's positive. Hopefully, next game, maybe a few more minutes and he'll get his full 90 soon rather than later.
Exactly. Yeah, the small battles. Now, outside of Vela and that positive, the second half was a different animal altogether. They came out and started playing and was very much, it felt like they were waiting us out for that second half. Like, okay, well, we'll see what you got and then we'll turn it on. And we'll put in our hard 45 for the second half. And they did. It was very much all of a sudden became a foot race, a bit of a quick transition play. The overlap started kicking off and we weren't dealing well with it at all when they finally did turn things on. And you could see on our side, they were kind of getting bopped in the nose, right? Or stunned a little bit. Yep. And that's kind of the vibe I got is, oh man, we got to get our game back up because they're on. And the energy wasn't matched. It just wasn't. It wasn't in the second half.
No.
That was your vibe as well, right? Like, wait a minute.
It was almost immediately, 5 minutes in, I'm like, holy, these guys, it's they came out with a different plan. Like they're really being aggressive and they're controlling it. And yeah, man, they came to play that second half. It seemed like just that, like they were almost bunkering, like they were playing possum. It seemed like now, watching them do what they were doing in that second half.
Well, I mean, and you can't blame them because it's worked already against us this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been successful. And it has in the past, too. We've had these moments where we just crumble in the second half. I don't know if we run out of energy, but pacing isn't quite there. It happened again this game. There's no question that's what was going on. And so it happens, right? We give up a bad chance. We end up getting into a corner kick situation and after a free kick situation that was preventable, right? I mean, all the way around, the whole sequence wasn't where it needed to be at. Corner kick, João Paulo takes it. Arriaga pops up and sends a glancing header to the far post. Nearly unopposed. I think Mac was there for the show. But not tight with him at all. It was more like, oh man, there it is. Now I got to get into this, and it, step behind the whole way. And so aerial battle lost by Mac. who was marking Grass. Grass doesn't score many goals. Players do.
He was just there for the picture.
Yeah, posterized yet again. And so the ball just kind of floats to the back post. There's a Seattle player that's actually the first to it, even on the back post. So even if it wasn't going in, there was another player that could have easily just put it in.
Yeah.
That's how out of it we were on the play. And so to me, I always get angry on corner kicks when you let a goal in. I get it if there's something absolutely brilliant. You outpower somebody, that's cool. But every marker about this goal just, to me, seems like it's a philosophy issue with our side, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about the zonal marking before, and it's just, again, 2 years of this, and here we are again. We talk about maybe having guys on the post.
That's exactly
right.
it.
It's not the sexy thing to do these days, but I'm sorry, but you wouldn't be down in the 57th minute if you did.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I haven't found an argument strong enough to say why you shouldn't have one back there.
Yep.
Right. It's philosophy. I get that, but my philosophy is do what protects you the best on the road, especially when you're already vulnerable with a poor record going into it. Do the simple things and move on. That didn't happen. We got beat. We watched Grass again, and so we're down. Yeah, by design, just irks me. So play keeps occurring. They keep countering. It's looking like it. At no point from this period did it really feel like we were really gonna make a comeback in this thing. It did feel like we were trying to do something, but we were punching in the air. There was nothing that looked like we were going to bloody them. We were going to shock them, and we were going to be world beaters in this thing. It was very much a back and forth, kill us on the counter game. We get to the 73rd minute, and as far as I'm concerned, yeah, we were a little bit at Keystone Cops in the coverage, right? We're all over the place, but you got to give Seattle credit. That touch play that they were doing to create that goal, so quick.
Mm-hmm.
No hesitation. They catch us on the back post. Brad Smith does one of his classic overlaps that he's done pretty much all season. And what a shock. He's the first to it, with Latif having a beautiful view of him running past him to make it happen. It was kind of sad to see Latif kind of frozen on the play and watching it happen. But you kind of couldn't predict it when they play this game. And there it is, nearly unopposed, back post finished. No big deal. We are always susceptible to the overlap for some reason. We just don't handle it that well. Junior, what's your take on that one?
It's the same thing, the overlap, like you said, but also set pieces and corner kicks. It's just, I feel like every time I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm holding my breath. I'm on the edge of my seat. Like, oh my gosh, don't let them score. Don't let them score. Don't let them score. That I don't have that confidence in the club that they're going to clear it or just avoid a goal scoring opportunity.
No, on the dead ball, which is the most coachable thing you can be involved with.
Yeah.
That's system. Like, that's the one thing. I don't care how much skill your side has. You can train for that. You don't have to be the greatest
over prepare
team
for that,
in the world.
Yeah.
That's the most coachable part of the game is this dead ball situations. And we're just like, well, we got the ball back. We're just going to counter them. We got to keep people open because we're going to counter. Well, you can't counter when you're digging out of your net.
Yeah.
Can't. It's that simple. So it's rough. It's rough to see us get in that situation. And yes, the last goal really, it gave me flashbacks when we lost at home to Carson. And, Latif's kind of jogging past it in the back like, oh, right, I'm late for this. And here we go again. That was pretty much all she wrote in this game. Like, there you go. 2 preventable goals. We keep talking about these preventable goals. And there we are. Nothing to show for it. And now we're in last place in the West. Right. Hard situation. Junior, of course. Is the sky really falling, sir?
I don't think so. But I'm an optimist. I'll find the sunshine on a cloudy day. It's a long season. You and I both know, as many others that have followed MLS for a long time, MLS is really 2 seasons, right? You got the regular season and you have the postseason. But at a certain point, you have to start clicking, because the math, it will not work out at a certain point. And if you can't make it to that second season, you're toast, and we we're LAFC. Maybe I'm biased in my opinion, but I feel like we are super club material. Every league has their super clubs, right? Spain has Barca, Madrid, Argentina has Boca and River. I feel like LAFC can be MLS's super club, but not like this.
The one word, execution.
Yeah.
That's it. And if you're not, you're not. Right? Either you do it or you don't. Either you have the killer instinct or you don't. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, you need to find people that you can bring into this club that push for it, that battle for it, that demand a little more from the guys around them.
Yeah.
It's almost a character flaw, right? Right now that we think we can pretty these things out.
Again, mentality. There's something there. Like, it's just not right, and that's what we need to get right.
Yeah. To me, it's all fixable. Without a doubt. This can be fixed. The ship can be righted. We have the talent. We know we do. The talent's not the story here. No. It's something else for sure. And yeah, it's very common in this league that you can be a lion in April and May and a kitten by October. That's MLS. It's always been this way, and you know who I'm talking about. We'll
or
see
vice versa.
Who's there. Yeah, we'll see who's there at the end of this. Seattle, for everything we've known about them, this is what's scary. They're usually the guys that are kittens around this time of year.
Yeah, and they pick it up towards the end.
Things, trying things out. I think last time they won the MLS Cup, they were around 500 in record, right? They're just win the same, lose the same, barely get into it, and then they wake up and do what they do in the playoffs, right? The killer instinct kicks in. So are we that team this year? I think we may be one short of that, right? One impact player away from that. But we can be. The tools are there. There's a little bit more needed to make it happen.
I think we're there. We're like, it ain't much to fix. We don't have to rebuild. We're not that club. We're there.
We don't have to blow things up yet.
Right.
Not yet. Yeah. Now, if you don't produce this year, things do get blown up. I guarantee it.
Then you hit the panic button.
I don't even think it's a panic button. I just think there's expectations.
Yeah.
This club has them. They do.
Yeah.
Expectations within an MLS environment. Ding, throw that asterisk up there. You can only afford so much. So expectation. And the other thing is, when I'm seeing these results with us and our struggle early, the league is really like the gap between the best and the worst has extremely narrowed. Like, it is very tight in the league now. And a lot of it has to do with just your execution. Early on, you're seeing like you can't really predict these games anymore. That you're not sure who's up, who's down. You do know that teams getting knocked out of CCL will probably make a run now because they don't have to worry about that anymore. But ultimately, for us, we have no excuses because this is the only game we have to deal with this year. It's just league. That's it. So on us, it's more pressure because you don't have excuses. All right. So what I'm going to do, and usually, you guys know I always do the comments towards the end of these things. I'm going to throw a few out there now because I don't want them to get buried later on. Couple things. Brendan throws up. I'll throw it out there. Lights and LAFC kick off at the same time. Who do you think we're sending? We'll talk about that one later, dude. I'm not even going to get into that one yet. We'll keep moving around. Let's see. We've got, as you see, Jason right now, if you guys are in the comments, is throwing up the packs right now, the giveaway for the, he'll talk about when he comes back on, but he's doing the giveaway for the protective mask, 3252 mask. So we got that. Mark, here we go. Comment about the game. We're still looking strong on the defensive end. We have no attack right now. I think you're right. There's something missing, which allows teams to cheat a bit on us. This is the hard part about the defense. And we're going to talk about the stats, but Junior, you noticed the stat, right? When we compared both sides, how many shots do they have on goal compared to us?
3.
How many shots do we have on goal?
3.
Okay. So 3 shots on goal and 2 fall.
Yep.
And we played the Galaxy. I think they had 2 shots and whatever, right? It's the same story. It's what they put on goals pretty much going in. That's very unfortunate. I'll be honest with you guys. And yes, they're critical errors that created them, but still, it seems like when guys are firing on us, they're on target. right now. It happens. It happens. Not an excuse for it, but we're not getting the benefit of the doubt. That's for sure. Hector calls out, not really call out, but it's true with Farfan. He did lack in the final third. That is the big call on him. Is can he be the guy like Palacios that can put in the tough pass? And that does take away from what we're complaining about right now. You need the service, right? The one thing is he is dependable defensively. That's been good for him. So yeah, he definitely needs to work on his offensive game. But if I can take good defense, I'll take good defense.
That's right.
Brendan, yes, love your countryman Brad Smith, but yes, he hates that he scored against us. Yeah, Brad Smith is in Australian, as you guys now know, if you didn't before. He's having his career year. He's never done this before. This is new for him. So congrats to him, but just not against us, man. He's done it twice. Here we go. Averaging 1.2 goals against per game. If our attack was showing up anything like they have in the last, we would be at the top of the table. I agree. But when you only have 2 DPs and one of them is limping, you need a third DP. Wake up call, right? Every time we lose, it's because the DPs seem to be breaking us down on these other sides, and they finish. What a shock. Hector agreed. Problem isn't the goals that they have scored on us. It's going to happen. Problem is no chemistry and quality in attack. I think it's a little bit of both, though. Preventable goals are still preventable goals. That still stinks. But offense is offense. Let's see. Moving on. Edgar again mentioned Farfan, I think he said, and then burned out. Roberto says Farfan was burned out toward the end, should have been taken out earlier. Yeah, our substitutions were all seeming a bit late in this game. I agree. Things should have happened earlier. I'm still not understanding why Baird would come out for Moose in any situation. That just seems different to me, the different roles. And Moose hasn't shown it yet. Even at the lights, he hasn't shown it yet. So I'm a little surprised still that he's getting the minutes when he hasn't shown it with Las Vegas. But that's just me. That's
you and I both.
Mark Lopez says, not going to lie, I was expecting much from this. Wasn't expecting much from this match, but was pleasantly surprised with our first half performance. Agreed. I didn't expect anything out of this match. Did you?
A tale of two halves.
Yeah. I mean, I was happy with the first half. That's fine. But second half was rough. And again, preventable goals. You could have stolen something out of this game. It just didn't happen. Moving on. Let's see. Oh, they're talking about Seattle out coaching Bob. Yeah, Brian Smetzer is probably the best manager right now in the league, at least with his lineup and how he handles things and shifts things and moves things and gets the most out of people. I don't think anybody doubts that for him. I don't know if that's a shot against Bob, but it's more of a promotion of Brian more than anything else. Right? He is who he is. He shows it week in and week out.
I agree. It's not a shot at Bob. I think it's just he's great at what he does.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're in finals. There's no surprise there. Let's see what else we've got. And this is interesting from Marvin. He says Beta and Harvey always covered the posts well. Yes, they're old school. Maybe that shows their age. Just kidding, guys. I'm there. I've held the post plenty of times. It's okay. No, I honestly I'd rather keep it simple and win games. Just me. Doesn't have to be pretty. Just get the job done. Let's see. Next thing we've got. Punk's having fun on this, by the way, if you notice the comments. Roberto Espinoza says, being last place blows. I agree, sir. It does. This is not us. This is not LAFC, and we're not going to tolerate it for too long. But again, I think it's an aberration because it's so early in the season and everything's fluctuating. I think we had won that game, we would have been in 6th place. So there's that. Moving on. Roberto again. Set piece PTSD is a real thing for LAFC supporters. I completely agree.
That's what we're talking about
every time there's a dead ball.
Yeah.
I like Victor. 3 center backs when Vela is 100%. Yeah, I don't think they're changing. They're gonna. It would be cool, but we're not going that way. I've thought about that, like the imagining system. Like if we use Brian Schmetzer's system for us, what would that honestly look like? And it actually looks pretty scary and cool. Break it down. I mean, you've got what? Segura, Blackman, and Murillo as your center three. That's not bad. And then your wings, you have Moon and you have Palacios as your wingbacks. Or interchange them out with Farfan when you need to. That's not bad. That's not bad. You already know who the middle is going to be. But I mean, look at it. I have what? Cifuentes, Atuesta, and K, because K just seems to be his choice, but that's who he'd probably throw out there. And then your strikers are Rossi and Vela. That doesn't sound bad, Victor. I think you're kind of onto something there. So, right, Junior? What do you think?
Oh, now that you mentioned it, it's just
it sounds kind of cool, right?
The wheels are spinning.
Yeah, no, I agree, Vic. You might be onto something. It'll be pretty cool to try out. Is Bob going to try it out? Nope. We have our system. But I guess we can play that on FIFA all we want. I guess that's where we're at, because I don't think we're going to see it in the real world, even though I would think that would be a lot of fun to watch. I think that could work into something there. All right. That's just funny, Mark. A Harvey start for which every game Vela is ready to start with. No. I love Harvey, but no, I'm good. I'm good. We need the speed. Love you, man. But I think, honestly, Harvey has kind of transitioned well into being a center back these days. That's what he's training for now, is kind of an emergency in the middle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, he's in preseason. We saw that. I think that's where you're going to see him if he does get in. He's going to sit in the middle.
Oh.
Yeah, if it happens. Ox is in. Hey, Ox. Straight out of Wichita. So far this season, we are now lacking that offense. Can't seem to try and actually shoot. It's weird. It's a weird world we're in right now. Don't worry, we'll fix this. Roberto. All right. I think at this point we're going to move forward, right? And get going into what we're going to be doing next. Final thoughts, sir. Junior, what do you think, man? What do you want to say before we go into Colorado talk and all the other fun stuff?
Well, I'm looking forward to that, the Colorado talk, because they're a decent side. So I think it'll be a real good matchup. But my final thoughts, short and simple as always, because I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing from me. But I'm optimistic. I'm an optimist. I think we're going to be okay. Like we've mentioned, what we have to dial in, I think, is minimal. It's an easy fix. You know, it's not going to the mechanic and having your transmission worked on. It's, you know, a sensor or something like that. You know, it's something real simple. And I think we're going to be all right. Joseph mentioned, you know, it's real early in the season. Maybe we're kiddies now, but I think we're going to be some rabid lions or, you know, something like that towards the end of the regular season.
I'll say this. If we get to July and we're still talking about this, I think we're all raging at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think things will get better by then. I'm still going to be bullish on this season, but I do think a big signing is necessary. We can talk about B-Rod forever. I just don't want to. That's me. I'm rooting for his side to trigger the transfer. That's
not even a little bit.
No, you know what? He doesn't want to talk about us. I don't want to talk about him. So there it is. Right? Not angry, just business. So, get that DP opened up. Sell him for $1 if you have to, and bring somebody in with some experience, somebody that can finish. You know, if the Moose Baird substitution situation, if you have another DP up there, Baird is the super sub, and that's not bad.
That's a really good super sub. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So make it happen. We have to make it happen. If we want to be that club, do it. Get the job done. Get us back into CCL. Let's win some stuff. Let's go crazy and do this. So there's where I'm at. So July, we'll know a lot more by then because there's transfer window and all that other fun stuff. So yeah, tell me where we're at in July. Then I'll panic. All right. Final thoughts before I let you go, sir. Thank you again for coming on. It's going to be a wild one. We'll definitely talk next week about how this is going out. But as you guys know, the tradition continues. Now this show, we do substitutions for each topic. So, Junior, thank you, man. I'm going to let you go, and we're going to bring in none other than Jason Ariano to talk about community news and all that other fun stuff. So, thank you, brother. Have a good one, man, and happy birthday to you, sir. Hi. You thought you were going to get away with it? Happy birthday, my brother.
Thanks a lot. Love you.
Love you, too. And there's the man, the myth, and the legend. Welcome back, Jason Ariano. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It was great to see you today. Finally got to meet up, and we live like less than 15 minutes apart, and we finally met up. For those who don't know, I've had a jersey for Joseph for like over a year now. It's been in the trunk of 2 different cars. So I finally got it to him, and there you go. It's a Bayern Munich gold jersey from how many years ago is that from?
That's got to be 10 years ago. It only had 3 stars on it, more than 10 years.
Okay. Yeah, back in the day, even now you could find cheap soccer jerseys at Marshalls and Ross. In fact, I got this for like $9.99 at Ross, an authentic old road jersey. So so we finally got to meet up, and I don't know if you remember the bet we made during the playoffs between, I think it was the San Jose versus Kansas City playoff game, the 6-pack of beer.
Oh,
so
yes.
that was what the beer was for. So I also gave you the 6-pack of one of your favorite beers.
6-pack of Shiner, man.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you, brother. Man, it goes back that far. I was like, man, maybe it's Shiner because I'm heading to Texas in a few weeks. Like, maybe that's what it was about. No, it was the bet. And I love Shiner, as you guys already know. I've talked about it a million times over. It's just a good beer all around. So thank you, brother, for that. It's definitely going to be refreshing as I deal with this match this weekend, and you know how that goes. So
yes.
Outside of the negative news of Seattle, there's some cool stuff going on in the world of the LAFC community. First things first, and I'm going to talk about it. We're expanding the vaccinated-only sections, and this is now zones, guys. This is a beautiful thing, which means that a lot more of us get to go to the game. This is a huge breakthrough, and we're probably the only team in the country pulling this off the way we are, because it's basically half the stadium is zoned for vaccination and half is not, except specific sections in those. So it's a very different animal. So basically, for the May 22nd and May 29th game, the vaccinated only zones are in full effect. What does that mean? That means the entire east and south side of the stadium will be designated for vaccinated fans. Really cool, right? Which means that social distancing is a thing of the past over there. Expanded section in the north end. So the north end is now expanding its vaccinated section. It's going to be formulated a little different. So instead of just being one whole section, it's going to be set a little bit lower and a little bit wider. So again, the social distancing goes away there, and 3252 can do what it does best in close quarters and make it happen. Good stuff there. Now, over half the stadium will be vaccination only sections. Over half this time, which I think brings us up to 67% capacity in total. This is progress. This is good progress. Masks are still going to be required for the but social distance is not in those vaccinated areas. You do have to show vax certification and photo ID to get into the zone. Children 2 to 15 that are going to be in the vaccinated zone must show evidence of a negative COVID test. This must be within the last 3 days or 3 days before the match. Nice thing is LAFC is providing antigen tests at the stadium for same-day testing for kids. Yeah, really. So antigen testing same day to get into the stadium. If you feel more comfortable doing that, you definitely can for the kids 2 to 15. Not bad, not bad. How does this happen? How do we do the testing? How do we get certified? Well, first and foremost, Total Testing Solutions is the company that we're working with. They worked with us in the first bubble that we tried out, and they're still in it. So basically what you can do is pre-register for vaccine certifications. It's faster than doing it at the bank because you never know with all the chaos is going to happen. So definitely do this early. Tomorrow would be highly advisable to do this. It actually is very fast. It'll allow quick and easy vaccination only zone entry because you're going to have basically a scan that you get. You're going to get a QR code for your phone that you can save to your phone, and you show the QR code to go in with your ID, and it gets you in. So vaccinated cards taken care of. It's just a QR code. yeah, it's just much easier that way. I've already done it. My wife did hers yesterday, and it took not even 15 minutes to get it done, less than that, scanning a picture in and waiting for an email to come back. It was super easy. So definitely do it ahead of time. We can put up the link pass for everybody so they can see it. Let me see if I can actually, well, we'll put it up later, but basically mylinkpass.com is where it is. LAFC website has it. Just go do it. If you got the email about going to the game, take care of business so you can go. All right. So that's where we're at with this. It's going to be great. The way they've put it, it's basically the TV side sections that are going to be a little more packed in, which since it is packed in that way, we can get that much more raucous and loud and give our side a home field advantage that they desperately need. And if all goes well, we'll just keep expanding the section. I know the big goal was June 15th to be back to normal again. It really does feel like we're marching towards that. So let's follow through and get this thing packed and get those tickets. And Jason, you said there were still tickets for sale out there, right?
Yes, I'm actually looking at it right now because I thought I had a ticket for next week's game, but I don't. So in the supporter section, I don't know the full details of what happened, but I'm not in. So I'm actually probably going to buy. I'm looking at single tickets right now. Probably end up not being in the north end, which is going to bum me out because I really need to be in the north end. I miss my family out there, but I am probably going to get to the south end. I'm looking at Ticketmaster right now. There are tickets going for as low as $29. That is like if you're vaccinated, but $29 for, I mean, that's that. I was amazed to see that tickets going for that low. So I'm looking right now because I'm getting a single ticket. Luckily, there are single tickets. I was desperate to see live sports. I'm a Dodger fan, but I ended up going to the Angel game the other night because it was way, 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 way cheaper to go to an Angel game than a Dodger game. And it is different going to a live sporting event now. I will say that my first live sporting event, there's seats that are like zip tied. They deliver your food to you. You have to, and stuff. My guess is it's probably the same way over at the bank right now. But there are tickets available for cheap. I mean, $29. I mean, I can't remember the last time tickets were that cheap for a game. So I really encourage you guys to go on Ticketmaster. Those tickets are gonna go quick once people figure it out because I'm gonna buy mine once my segment's over. I'm gonna buy my ticket. Like I said, I thought I was gonna get a North End ticket, but it's all good. I mean, it doesn't. I'm not upset over it. I understand. It's hard to get everybody in the North End. So I will be there and I will be loud. So, but yeah, everybody go on Ticketmaster and you can probably get a ticket for like $29.
Damn, I'm gonna have to get you off this quick so you don't lose a ticket, man.
Yeah. No worries. I think I'll be good. So I'm looking right now, like as long as I get a single, because
I think that's where you like that's the magic. Play
that's
right
the tough part right now. Even
one.
for like a baseball game, they won't let you buy. Most stadiums don't let you buy single tickets. You have to buy them in pods.
The four packs, right?
Yeah, which is stupid because they want social distancing, but they don't want you to go to a game by yourself, which to me makes no sense. But hey,
yeah, it's weird.
I'll probably get one.
Definitely weird.
So I will look forward to seeing all of you. If you see me, come talk to me. We'll hang out. And I'm bummed we can't tailgate, but I'll probably still go down there early just to hang out.
Go get a new jersey or something,
Yes, that's. I haven't spent my birthday money yet. I'm planning to get the new road jersey.
I wasted.
And my daughter wants a hat.
I'm gonna lie.
Yeah,
it's.
My daughter wants a hat and a scarf. So
there you go. Supporting the team by making some purchases. I see the comments right now among several members are talking about the vaccinated only and non-vaccinated and fairness and concerns. I'm not going to pull any punches on this. Communication has been not where we wanted it to be. I know a lot of people are still waiting in the wings. Like, am I going? Am I not? Did I get an email? And that's not good. I mean, you'd prefer to hear it a little earlier. That's for sure. Yeah, I know it's a tough situation, almost an unwinnable situation in many cases. Knowing that I know, from what I'm hearing on the back end is definitely like the rules change day by day and the allotments change. So it's complicated. But communication wise, yeah, definitely. I agree with everybody. It's been a little rough getting the news. It's almost like not getting called back for a job interview. Did I not? And the call never comes, so yeah, definitely, trigger pulling would be much quicker, just getting the news out there. So good thing is by June 15th, like I said, maybe this whole nightmare will be over with and we can all get back into that place and go from there. I do definitely feel for those who are trying to get their second shot and can't get it in time. I know several that have gone to the process and now are eligible. Let's just stick it out. We don't know how long it's going to be like this. We just know that the goal is there. So not perfect, tough for a lot of people. I feel it, guys. I know. I have a lot of friends that aren't getting in. Many. Family too. My mom's not getting the call up. So it's tough. But we will have to deal in the moment where we're at. Just know that having 67% is a lot better than what we had before, and that's pretty much a higher percentage than most right now. It will get better. I know. It's not a lot to say from my end, but it will get better. We just got to follow through and get the job done here. And yeah, hopefully communication gets improved here by the second game under this situation. So we'll see where we're at there. That's the ticket situation. Now, there's some other stuff going on, right, Punk? What big news did we hear today from the club?
Big shoot. Oh, yes, I'm very excited about this. We got a TV deal. Bally Sports and KCOP. So for those of us who don't speak Spanish, understand Spanish, even though I should, being Mexican, but there's we're gonna have English broadcast games. Max Barretos is awesome. He's one of the best in the league. So I'm excited to be able to record the games, especially when I go to games. Even when I go to watch parties, I need to record a game because, especially if I'm in the North End. If I'm in the North End, I have to record the game because for those of you who are part of the 3252, we're part of the team pretty much. We're there to support the team. We're there. We're giving it all. I usually not watching too much of the game when I'm in the 3252. And like I said, even at watch parties, I was at a watch party this past week. Found out I was out of shape. My jump for LA Football Club. I'm not in mid-season form at all. Few of us were having heart attacks as we were jumping for LA Football Club. We were all vaccinated jumping for LA Football Club, but yes, KCOP and Bally. It's LA market. So I know Bally has the Lakers, the Kings, the Angels. What other local teams? Yeah, they pretty much have everybody
Ducks,
except for like the Ducks.
Yeah, the
Ducks
fan,
are on there.
Even Vegas gets shown out here. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, I think the Clippers are on Bally. So now I think the Lakers and the Lakers are on Spectrum. So are the Dodgers. So, but I think it's great. I'm really excited. In fact, when we had a LAFC Pat on, I asked him this, and he just gave me a hint. Like he just said, "I'll just tell you that you're going to be happy real soon." So I had a feeling this is what it was going to be. I had a feeling it was going to be Bally. So I'm excited to see this deal. So I will definitely be recording the game because I'll be at the game Saturday, but definitely be able to listen to Max. No more YouTube TV. I know I didn't have YouTube TV. I didn't want to pay that much, even though I love USC.
I do have it.
I mean,
and I
can
tell
I love
you, this
LAFC.
is all bad things. Yeah. If you have YouTube TV, I'm sorry for you. You can't even get like My 13. So, and definitely Bally doesn't work with them. So it's kind of the extreme. It was hard to get in when they were on YouTube TV. Now YouTube TV, if you have it, you're kind of out of the picture. You might as well buy some rabbit ears for this weekend and hook them up to your TV, which you can because My 13 is over air. And from what I was hearing, I guess the weekend matches are My 13, which is super cool because everyone gets to watch the games. And then the weekdays, I believe, are going to be like the Bally. And so there's a good mix. And then Estrella TV for Spanish is going to be all the way through. They're getting like everything outside of our national broadcast games. So there is no excuse not to see these games now unless you have YouTube TV, and it's maybe time to move on, I guess. I know they're still sponsoring the team, but unless they make a deal with Bally, it's going to be a little rough for them, right?
Yeah, KCOP is great because now we're going to get a lot more audience. It's free TV. Like you said, you can get the rabbit ears and watch it for free. I think it's great for, for those of us who grew up in LA, we grew up watching the Dodgers and Lakers, and the Dodgers were on KTLA, the Lakers were on KCAL9 back in the day. They're not on local like that anymore, but it helped for fan base. It helped. I mean, a lot of us grew up listening and watching Vince Scully and, Chick Hearn, and now we have a local TV for LAFC. I mean, Carson doesn't even have a local TV. They're on Spectrum, so they're not even on KTLA or KCOP. So I think this is a awesome thing for LAFC. I was thrilled to see this, and I've heard the Spanish. I mean, my dad, and of course, my dad's Spanish speaking. He says the Spanish broadcast is great. I have no idea what they're saying. I should, but
I prefer watching the games in Spanish, to be honest. Like I do. There's more passion behind it. It's like this. You watch games in English, and if you're not watching the TV, you don't know what's really going on. They're explaining things. But when you're watching a Spanish broadcast, the tenor of the game can tell you whether there's a threat or not a threat, and the intensity is there. At least I get that vibe when I watch the games, and I think that's important, especially if you're singing and doing what you're doing. You want to get the vibe. So I love the fact we're on My 13. I think this is the exact opposite of what we've just experienced the last few years with YouTube TV, where it was hard to get access. You had to pay a lot to get it. Now it's accessible, and that's going to inspire the young kids, right, that aren't spending crazy money to watch games. They can watch it now, and it's going to be something available. It's all good things, especially knowing with so many national broadcasts too. We're really out there for everybody to see.
Yeah, and
good news.
We are so fortunate. We have great English broadcasters, Max and Dave Dunholm on the radio. There's times I have to work on the nights of a game, and I'll listen to it at work because Dave is that good. Dave is an awesome guy too. And you were mentioning the voice. I mean, he knows how to tone it and knows how. Most English broadcasters are boring. Dave, you can listen to the game, and it's exciting.
Well, remember when he did that the mock game that he did? Yeah. I mean, that's performance art at its finest, showing what he can do. By the way, he's got a podcast now, so guys, go check that out. It's pretty cool.
Yes. And so does Max.
Fun.
Max
and Vince have been reunited.
Yes.
Cool
and Max listens to all the podcasts. Max, you do a great job. Thank you, Max, for what you do. You are, I mean, you're one of our voices of our team, and he loves the supporters too. I mean,
dude,
he loves
Max
the 32.
Like, no question. He's in it, man. I remember when he went to the north end and went up to the Capo stand, he didn't want to leave, and he was like wearing hard shoes up there, and he's up on the rail, and I was like, he's gonna kill himself. It's gonna get bad. Is he gonna go flying? And no, he did his thing, and dude, he's again heartbeat of the club. He's definitely one of the main cast and characters that you expect to talk to and see at these games, and always accessible. So love you, Max. No doubt about it. And I'm happy that Vince is reunited because Vince has earned that. There's no question. Yeah, for sure. Great conversations with Vince if you ever get a chance to talk to him. It's beautiful to talk football with him. Good stuff. So there's good news. And then, of course, let's talk about why we're really here. Do you want to start with the Vinyl Club minute, or you want to go with the contest info?
Yeah, I'll do the Vinyl Club first. Shout out to all the guys in the Vinyl Club. In fact, when I went to the Angel game the other night, Jimmy from the Vinyl Club, him and I went together. He's an Angel fan, diehard Angel fan, and Doug fan. I'm a diehard Dodger fan and Kings fan. So, but hey, we both love LAFC, so we got that brotherhood there. Had a great time with him. But as you know, last week it was Fugazi, and the one that didn't win, I gave you the hint that this is a fun band to go see live, and it's the Addicts, Song of Praise. Ooh. If you have never seen the Addicts live, it's amazing. If I've always said, if Las Vegas and punk rock had a baby, it's the Addicts. The Addicts have confetti. They have the lead singer dresses like the black and white clown monkey. He throws out Joker cards in the crowd. They have the biggest giant inflatable bouncy balls that go in the crowd. It's an amazing show. Just the show is amazing, but their music's great too. I mean, I'm a big Addicts fan, and this album is one of their classics. It's got some great songs on it. It's got 4, 3, 2, 1. It's got You'll Never Walk Alone. It's got one of my favorite, Let's Go. great songs in there. Joker in the Pack. So the Addicts are a great band. They love football. If you go on their website, they do sell Addict scarves. They're huge. They're from England originally. They actually live out here in Southern California pre-COVID. In fact, Jimmy and I were joking around the other day. Like the Addicts usually do a show out here every weekend once concerts go back again, you can. They will probably do their first show will be out here in Southern California. They play Orange County all the time, but it's worth it. It's one of the funnest bands to go see live. So the Addicts. So that's a Song of Praise. So that's it. And then I want to thank Edgar from Empire Boys. He hooked me up with an extra package of 3252 mask. We had him at our watch party the other day. He saw me grab an extra one, and I told him, hey, this is for the listeners. And I was thinking about how to do a contest. At first, I thought maybe I'll ask a trivia question, but with technology today, you can just look on your phone. Then I thought about playing a song and saying, hey, who guesses the song? But I didn't want to, just for punk rockers only. That's not cool to me. So I just thought, you know what? As you guys saw, I got some names. Hopefully I got everybody. So I'm just going to spin the wheel. If you guys ever heard the Tiny Decisions app, my daughters and I have this whenever they don't know what they want to eat. But I got the names here, so I'm going to spin it right now. And we're going to find out who wins. And if I say your name, look for me on Instagram at the LAFC Punk. DM me your address, and I'll mail this to you. So here we go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! You know what? Edgar Carell. I thought, you know what's awesome? Edgar from Empire Boys hooked us up with these masks, and Edgar. This is a different Edgar. I know that wins the mask. So Edgar, either DM Heart of LAC or DM me LAFC Punk. DM me your address, or if you're gonna be at the game this Saturday, just DM me where you're gonna be at, and I'll hook you up. So. There you go.
Edgar synergy right there.
Yeah. So there you go. I want to do it for you guys as listeners. I just was like, you know what? This is for the listeners. We really do love you guys. We appreciate you guys, especially those of you who come on the YouTube. We know a lot of you are listening to your car right now on your walks and your run. We love you guys too, but those of you who stay up late with us, you guys are hardcore,
Diehards.
Man. Yeah.
Right, they're the diehards, and we know the cast of characters, and it really is the LAFC community. You guys are amazing, and love the comments. Go hard. I always say that. Don't hold back. We love it. We love covering all this. Again, your show, our show. That's how we've always been. It'll always be the community, the highs and the lows. We're all in it together. We're all in it for the long run. So thank you guys, and again, thank you, Edgar, for the donation, and congrats, Edgar, for. For the victory. Good stuff. Yep. Good stuff. All right, Punk. Before we have any other news before I move on to fantasy updates?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, I will give you guys the update on the Heart of LAFC team. We are now in second place, going for the prize. Getting closer. I think we're chasing. Yeah, we're getting close. I will say that. We'll see what happens this week. This one could be a tough one because there's a lot of interesting matches and everybody's on rest in the midweeks. So this could get funky. We'll see how far we go with it. But the LAFC Fantasy League has been outstanding, well run. You guys are kicking butt. And I know Martell Beard Company has got the prize for this month if you're sitting in first. So good things. That's for sure. On that note, brother, I'm going to let you go today. Can you give us a final thought before I let you make your run?
Yeah, I put my name down here as Keep the Faith. Hey, it's just early in the season. I think we're going to have our bad stretch begin the season. Just keep the faith, everybody. That's it.
There it is. Keeping the faith is what we need to do, no doubt. Call it out as you should, right? You know what's best for this team. It's good to call it out. It's good to have expectations, but at the end of the day, win, lose, we're here. We're definitely here. Thank you, brother. Have a great weekend. I'll see you at the bank, my friend.
Yeah, I'll be there. Got to buy my ticket.
Yep. Go get it.
All right.
And with that being said, again, thank you, brother. We're now going to be adding on Ben. How are you doing today, Ben?
Good. How are you, Joseph? How are you?
good. So good news for Ben. He's actually going to be entering on a press pass this weekend. Going to be in the press box giving us the hardcore analysis of this Colorado match. So he's going to be basically bookending this thing. He starts today as our preview for Colorado, and next week he'll be the guy covering it after the fact. So there we are. Probably getting an article out of this too, huh, Ben?
Yes, definitely, for sure.
There it is. Yes, so definitely check our website. Ben's articles are stellar. Great coverage on everything that's in and out for this club. Again, don't miss it. Check out the website. Support Ben. You can also check him out on Twitter under Ben Z. Good stuff. So, Ben, how have you been so far with the ugliness of Seattle and our current season situation?
Oh man, it's been rough few weeks, to start the season. We're not used to this kind of performances from our team, but like it's been said, there's only up from here. We've hit rock bottom. We're in last place of the West. It's never been there before, so just gotta dust our shoulders off and look forward to the next game and hopefully get a good result this weekend.
Right. Keep a short memory. Don't get too stuck in and get a good restart. That's the key. So,
right.
We're finding an interesting team to do that too, though. I know everybody's like, oh, it's Colorado. And historically, we've always said they're pretty much a cellar dweller, right?
Yeah, I mean, no, but this year something's clicking for them. They're on a really, really good run, 3-game winning streak, undefeated on the road, 2 clean sheets on the road, 4th place in the West. So yeah, I mean, they're on a hot streak right now, one of the hottest teams in MLS, and LAFC definitely got their work cut out for themselves.
Yeah, this isn't a walk in the park. Robin Fraser's side has rebuilt in many ways. We'll cover who's in there, but it's a different team. It's not what you'd expect. They do definitely play better on the counters, good on the outside, good on the crosses. They're very accurate. Their strengths are a lot of times what you'd see as weaknesses for us. So let's talk about where they're at. So yes, they're tied for 3rd place right now. I think SKC's got them on goal difference right now. 3-1-1, 10 points, 8 goals for, 6 goals against, I believe, which is interesting because the defense, as you can tell, they kind of just trade goals. They go back and forth, and it's very open. Allows some really weird stuff, and we'll talk about last match where they let in a goal I didn't expect to be one, but it was. So it's very interesting to see where they're at, but it's definitely going to be a wide open game. If our guys are healthy, that benefits us. If our guys are not healthy, we're going to be in for an interesting run. Now you're like, well, 3-game winning streak. Well, they must be playing all cellar dwellers. In a way, you could say that, but you could also say maybe not, because the teams they beat so far has been Vancouver. Okay, yeah, they're very up and down. Minnesota, yeah, they had a rough start, but now I think they're on a 2-game streak. And then there's Houston, who we played and didn't get a result against. Well, they did kick Houston's butt. Basically, the last match was against Houston. They beat Houston 3-1. It was 3-1 at the half. That's rather interesting. And they did benefit from a howler from Houston's goalkeeper that you guys have to see it to believe it. Like it looks like something someone would do on like FIFA when they're messing around. Like I have no idea why he would go across his own goal the way he did, but it was the most bang ugly goalkeeper mistake that I've seen in a long time. I mean, Ben, you saw it, right?
Yeah, no, I saw the highlights. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he took way too long to kick the ball over. He should have let that go a long time.
Yeah, I don't get the decision process at all. I mean, he was closed down already, and then he tries to power it out rather than finesse it out. I wish we got those gifts this early on in the season. I really do. We're due for that. Definitely. So let's show you how it broke down. First half, basically 29th minute goal by Vines, assisted by Barrios on a punt by Yarbrough. Where the goalkeeper punts it. It goes over everybody. A nice bang play, basically. Breaks through, gives in a nice pass, and Vines comes flying up from the back, and the ball it's basically a cutback pass, top of the box, and it was just flawless stuff. Yeah, beautiful. 36-minute Diego Rubio scores by Barrios yet again, and Rosenberry. Barrios I will say we need to really worry about him.
Yes.
He is everywhere. The man's on a mission. He goes out wide. He plays deep. He's kind of just almost free to go wherever he pleases to start offense. It's pretty fun to watch. I won't lie. He's an entertaining player. So he's going to be trouble for us. What's interesting is only 3 minutes later, Christian Ramirez scored for Houston, assisted by Lundqvist and Rode, right? Basically across to him, far post or top of the box, and he slotted one far post through the defender's legs. It was kind of a seeing eye goal. It was totally against the run of play. Nobody was expecting a goal on that play, and somehow he finished it, and it snuck in. I mean, I honestly do believe that everyone involved in that play was shocked that it even scored.
Yeah.
Ben, did you think it was pretty much a fortunate play?
Yeah, I mean, where was that when he was playing with us? I mean,
yeah, 25 yards out. Like what? Yeah, and a grass cutter at that. So through players, like I don't know. It to me it was an aberration to the match because that really wasn't where Colorado was at the time. They just allowed a weird goal. Right. 42nd minute, Cole Bassett basically closes down on the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper kicks it into him. Again, watch it. It's the weirdest thing. So that 3-1 at the half. I will say second half, pretty much the same story. It was Colorado's game to win. They probably should have got a couple more, to be real. They looked the part. There was no doubt they were going to win that game. Stat-wise, they had 63% to 37% possession, 84% passing, 5 corners to none, 12 shots, 5 on goal. So a little bit of maybe being a little more accurate. They do a little better. They did allow 8 shots with 4 on goal. So as you can see, they can get caught on counters. They kind of bomb forward a lot. A little dynamic in the way they do things with the overlap. It's kind of a Frazier thing, right? He definitely wants everyone to be a part of the offense. So you can catch them. So that is one way you can get them. Houston really didn't have a solid chance, even though they had a goal. Again, it was a weird one to me. But that's where they were at. Yes, there were shots. They weren't quality shots. This will be a harder team for us to play. It will be not what you're expecting. Ben, how did you see it with Colorado?
Yeah, I mean, they pretty much played the game out in the second half. They got a good 2-goal lead going into halftime, and then second half just took care of business. They held possession for the majority of the match. They didn't allow many dangerous chances to Houston. So it was a very professional win for Colorado, I would say. They like to take care of business. They might not always play, pretty football, but then they know how to get the results, and that's what you need in this league.
I mean, yeah, slop, right? A long ball goal and a goalkeeper giveaway got them 2 of their goals in this game. But we're a team susceptible to the error in the back, so wake up, boys. They will pounce on that. That's for sure. In terms of standing out, what players do you seem to be the big impact?
Well, there's actually several players that stand out to me. We could start off in the defense with you mentioned Vines, the left back. He's a great defender. He gets very involved in the attack, good pace, delivers great crosses into the box, and they like to build out from the back with him because they trust him. He's only 21 years old, young, quick, really good player, really good prospect for them. So definitely, LAFC is gonna have to watch out for him with his runs up the left side. Jack Price, their center midfielder, he's really good at delivering set piece crosses. I think he has like 2 assists already in the season.
He does.
So watch out for him. And up top, they have Shinyashiki, they have Kellen Acosta. They have Barrios, like you mentioned earlier, and Rubio, their center forward. So yeah, I mean, all very, very dangerous players. Bassett is on a really good streak right now. He's their like young, gem in the diamond in the rough kind of. He's only 19 years old. Yeah, he has like 10 goals in his last 2 seasons. So yeah, he's definitely a great player. Rubio is a polished finisher in the box. He can score from anywhere inside the box. He can score free kicks. I think he already scored one this season. He draws a lot of fouls. So LAFC have to watch out for that because, you know, he's a player that, you know, draws fouls, and LAFC are susceptible to that. They've been committing a lot of really silly fouls lately, and that's bit them in the butt, like, as of late. So they have to watch out for that for sure. And lastly, Shinyashiki, he's kind of like, he reminds me a lot of Corey Baird because he tracks back a lot to defend, but he also provides a good offensive spark when needed. So, and he's also a Rookie of the Year in 2019, same as Baird in 2018. So that's kind of interesting stat there. But yeah, overall, this Colorado team, just a good mixture of youth and experience, you know, very balanced team. I know it's only like a small sample size, you know, it's only been 5 games, but still very impressive. And, you know, small budget team. They don't have, I think they only have like 1 DP. So, I mean, if they could get it done with 1 DP, we should be able to do it with, you know, 2 DPs. So, yeah, I mean, they're a good team. It's not going to be easy
because they are consistent. Like, you look at the lineup, and it's been pretty much the same guys making the run out every game. They change system a little bit. Sometimes they'll play a 4-2-3-1. Sometimes they'll play your standard 4-4-2. Houston was a 4-4-2. Their matches against Minnesota and Vancouver, 4-2-3-1. It's interesting. If they play the 4-2-3-1, which, if I'm going to be guessing, they'll do that to clog it up for us, right? I'd expect that. If that's what's going to be, you're going to see Rubio up top, Barrios on the left, Eunice Namli potentially, and Andre Shinyashiki, all right, for their mid. Their holding mids would be Jack Price, who, let's be honest, he's a thread puller is what he does. He just... distributor all the way. And then Kellen Acosta, which you're like, that guy plays withdrawn. He's very offensive minded. Yeah, but that's their system. Definitely the breakouts there for these guys. So that's what it looks like in their mid. Their back line, again, very predictable. It's Sam Vines on the left, Trusty in the middle, same with Danny Wilson, and then Keegan Rosenberry on the right, who's been around a little while. So that's what we see. And then their interesting situation is in goal, where they have William Yarbrough, who played for many years in Liga MX, and now he's back here doing what he's doing, getting starts. And honestly, he's been playing fine. I thought he's been good. His distribution, obviously, he got an assist in the last game, but it's been pretty consistent. Last year, I thought he was choppy. This year, he seems much more comfortable in his role. He fits in well with what Robin has in place. There are a couple players, though, that could break into the lineup because maybe there's some health stuff or limiting of time. That would be Nicholas Benesse, their number 10, but he's been not available. And then Nicholas Mesquida. So you have 2 impact players that might find their way into the lineup against us. Right. Should be interesting. And you have another number 10 shirt. If he's healthy, he's probably getting the play, right?
Right, and you also have to remember about Jonathan Lewis, you know, the U.S. men's national team player. I think he's been a little banged up as of late, but he might be able to get some run in this game against LAFC. We don't know. But going back to Namli, I think he's out for this game.
Okay.
Their DP.
So that'll be the guy moving on.
Right, so it'll probably be Bassett coming in for him in the midfield. But yeah, like you mentioned, they've been very consistent with their lineup. You know, I think they're the team with the highest. Like they've had 9 players who started each of the first 5 games, and that's like a league high. So yeah, they're very consistent lineup. And yeah, for some reason, Barrios he hasn't played a full 90 yet. I don't know if he like doesn't finish the game because he gets tired, but you know he's yet to play a full 90. You have Acosta and Barrios who have good chemistry because they played in Dallas together for 3 years, so there's a connection there. And yeah, I mean. We'll see what happens with what system they pull out, but I think it's going to be a 4-2-3-1 as well.
Now, if Bassett does play, I mean, you could see a shift to 4-4-2. They seem more comfortable when he's up top, not in mid.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless Benesse gets time here, right?
Right. Yeah,
Which I can't help but feel like he's waiting in the wings, and if that's the case, could he be the guy plugged into the middle? Is there offensive spark for Rubio?
We'll see. We'll see what
It's
happens.
possible. And I do think Barrios, just the reason he's getting limited minutes is because he's running like a madman in the time that he's out there. Like he's playing like he's in the playoffs already.
Yeah, he's super quick. You know, he's so dangerous and on the wings and his crosses. He always finds, you know, he's always in the right spot at the right time. So super quick. So we have to watch out for him. I think it's going to be Blackman or Cheeky marking him. What do you think would be the best one?
Oh, well, I mean, on the left side, it's either Cheeky or it's Farfan, right? I mean, right?
I'd go with Cheeky just because of the speed.
Yeah, I think in this game, Cheeky goes back in.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't doubt that for a second. I think Cheeky gets his shot for this. We're at home. On the right side is the other story. Does Moon get his first look-see, or do we stick with Blackman? I can't help but feel like it's going to be Blackman again just because Bob trusts him there. And the middle is the middle. For our lineup, again, I want to see changes, dude. I want to see it look different, but we're not getting that yet. I know Vela's the reason why. I would love to see in a dream world, you know, Cifuentes getting a start in mid, right? And the dream of Baird, Vela, and Rossi up top. You know, we're just waiting for that to happen. Could this be the day that it happens? I can't help but feel that if Vela's good enough to start, then you're going to see a very different LAFC side. But is it going to happen? I don't know. That's so hard to see where Vela's at. The comments are very coy, you could say, and it does sound like maybe he's still on limited minutes. So, do you think you're gonna see the Cifuentes drop back striker kind of setup again?
Yeah, we might see that again. I mean, I don't think Vela is quite ready to play a full 90 yet, and we might get like 60 minutes from him, but 90, I don't think so. Maybe halftime, first half, second half, we'll see.
I would say 65 is my safe bet when you're rehabbing a guy back in, but that's just me. I don't see him starting either. I don't. I can dream, but I just don't see a start from Vela in this one.
No.
And I know he likes Palacios now as this withdrawn striker, almost attacking mid setup. I'm not 100% sold on the situation. Again, it does definitely feel plug and play, but what are you gonna do? So. Yeah. To me, the only area that seems to me that might be something where you might see a change would be your outside backs. That's the one where it's hard to predict. Everything else is super predictable.
So you think Bob is going to go back to the 4-3-3 if Vela starts?
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
That's what he wants. He's doing it he's making changes out of necessity. So if even when Vela comes, say he comes in 65th minute, we're going right back to 4-3-3. Right back to it. Yeah.
So if he doesn't start, you think we'll start him at 3-5-2 again?
I think you're going to see Cifuentes out there withdrawn again. Yeah.
Now, if we start at 3-5-2, would you want to see Moon from the start?
I would like to give him a chance. Yeah, I would. I think our dream lineup is, I think, when everything's working together, it's Palacios and Moon on the outs, right? Those are the guys. That's the guys you're paying. You know, that's your preferred thing. It's just if they're feeling comfortable, if they're fit for it, if they're ready for it, if the confidence level's right, then you'll see that moment.
And Definitely. That means you would sacrifice Blessing.
I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would. I can't help but feel like in this moment where we're at, Blessing as a super sub is deadly.
Yeah.
And I know we love Blessing. I get it. You want to see him out there all the time, but I think strategically, killer instinct says use him as a super sub.
Yes, I agree.
Go for the kill. Yeah, I mean, I do think that would be the better option, but I don't have confidence that's going to be the case. If I'm predicting Blackman's out on the right, Blessings in the midfield, we know exactly what we're going to see.
No, yeah, definitely agree. Can agree with you more. Now, do you think what's up with Janela? Do you know why he's not getting any minutes?
I'm a little surprised, to be honest. It's weird to me. We see how much he gets paid. We see the promise that we've been that we've had conversations about. Last season, it's not like he was a weakness out there, so it's a little weird to see it this extreme where he's not even getting subbed in.
Yeah, he played a
what
lot
happened
last season.
Yeah, no, he's an impact. The other guy that I'd like to see get minutes is Torres at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Last game I felt, if Baird was coming out, Torres would have been a better option, but that was me. Again, I'm not the guy making the big bucks, making these decisions. That's just me being me. But I just, right now I don't have confidence that an extreme change will be made. No. I think we're gonna ride this thing out, and the guys are gonna earn it and get us back to the right way because these are the guys I trust.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you also have to. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like we're doing it at our own peril, though, for making decisions like that.
Yeah.
Because desperate times call for desperate measures. You don't want to be in the basement at the end of this week. Mm-hmm. If we're still in last place on Sunday, I feel sorry for everyone involved. I know where I'm at. I know I'm going to ride this thing out, but I think the faithful, there's a lot of people that are going to be really shook if we've got another defeat on our hands.
Yeah, especially at home in front of our fans. I mean, the worst case scenario, we get booed off the field. We don't want to see that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't ever want to see that in our house. Like, no, that would be very depressing. And yeah, I do. I'd prefer to be dynamic and see things switch up and shake things up and not make things so predictable for other sides to just basically play their system and wait us out. Mm-hmm. Do something different.
I mean, we have 4 home games. Our next games are at home, the next 4 matches. So we have to take advantage of this home field. We have our fans back. We have these 2 games, and then we have a 2-week break. So we really need to take advantage of these next couple weeks and get back into it.
Agreed. We have the perfect chance, and they're decent games. This week we get Colorado. We can measure up with these guys. Just to even have that conversation is a little bit insulting, right?
Right.
Next week's a little more challenging, right? We got New York in town. That's going to be that'll be a little tougher. But if you can get momentum off of Colorado, then you can take out New York. And with Vela being fully healthy by then, which it sounds like that's the buildup, right? Mm-hmm. Then that's going to be one heck of a good game. By the way, that's the game where the parlay jersey is going to get used. So if you're buying one, yeah, be ready for that. Wait, we're going to wear light blue against New York City FC?
Oh, no. What are they going to wear?
It's a dark, like teal color, teal and orange parlay jersey. Okay. Yeah, it's like a dark blue versus we're wearing their colors. Weird, but that is where we're at. Nobody thought of that? Sheesh. Okay, so next week, parlay jersey against New York City FC, and then we get this long span of like 3 weeks, right?
Right. So Joseph, just the next 4 matches. There's 12 points, right, in play.
Mm-hmm.
How many points would you be satisfied with? Call it a good run.
9.
Okay. That's
recovery required. You're playing doable at home.
Yeah.
9. I should say 10, right? You shouldn't be losing anything at home.
No, we shouldn't.
Yeah, 10 would be acceptable then.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be. And seeing who we're playing, I'm sorry, but this team should be beating these teams.
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah, 10 would be. And Mike Mote said, 10. Yeah, 10. Maybe a draw gets thrown into the mix.
Mm-hmm.
But anything less than 9, I think alarm bells are probably going to ring.
Now, just a quick question. Going back to the 3-5-2, do you think Bob did it because he thought ahead about bringing in Moon Hwan eventually? Or do you think that was just nothing to do with that?
I think it's necessity.
Just necessity?
It's necessity. You have to, you don't really have the natural 3 striker situation where we're at least confident in the 3 without Vela. And so they feel like plugging things in the middle a little bit better and giving Cifuentes a little more room to operate.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Made more sense. And I saw that before they did it against Seattle. I had a funny feeling when I saw the lineup that it was going to be that because there is a strength from Cifuentes playing in that role.
Yeah.
Again, he's very confident on the ball. He can move in close quarters, so he has the tools. It's just comfort in that zone. And so, I do think that's there.
Do you like K in the 6, or would you prefer Atuesta there?
Atuesta.
Atuesta. Why do you think Bob switched them?
I'm not sure. I do know that distribution. This sounds funny, but K actually had a better distribution rate than Atuesta did at the moment that decision was made. That it was actually the accurate passing was there. The only thing is, to me, Atuesta controls the pace of the games and keeps guys kind of within themselves. Right, slows things down when they need to be slowed down. Doesn't get caught in. So that's why I like Atuesta better.
Do you think it's because that position just kind of gives you a little bit more space? You see the field a little bit more, as opposed to when you're up the field higher, you kind of have less space. So maybe that's why.
Well, who do you have confidence if you have a man pressuring from behind? Who do you think is going to turn better or distribute better in a close quarter situation?
Atuesta.
So I think that's why you see that.
Gotcha.
Give a split second more to the other player.
I agree.
Yeah, the pressure. Everything's about the pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why that decision was made.
Now, do you think when they do go back to the 4-3-3, does Atuesta drop back to that 6 role? And then
I would hope.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I would really hope that was the case. Yeah. Again, to me, everything goes through Atuesta. If he's having a good game, we're having a good game. If he's struggling, we're struggling. If he's able to control the pace of games, slow things down, wait a few seconds to see things shift, which you saw he can do. Most games he does, then we're okay. But if he's trying to do everything like he did against Carson, he gets into a little bit of trouble, overdoing it, and then all of a sudden we have positional issues at hand and people are covering space that they're usually not covering because you got a position and you get the chaos situation that goes into it. So put him back to where he's comfortable.
Yeah.
That's always been my thing. Where a guy can play within himself and be comfortable, that's where you put him.
You were mentioning Christian Torres earlier. Do you think they're not putting him in is because they want to focus on the Las Vegas team for him, or why do you think that's?
I think development is playing a huge role in that. When you see him play down there, I mean, he is who he is.
Yeah.
He belongs up here. He does.
Yeah,
There's no question. But you want consistent minutes. You want him thrashing people, right?
Yeah.
Building the confidence doing that. So that makes sense rather than chasing games, which he would do at his age at this level. In MLS, it's going to be hard to get regular minutes, and it's better to make him the star down there than a guy getting 10 minutes up here.
Right. Definitely.
I get development-wise, it makes more sense. In the moment-wise, of course, us and our passions that we have, we just want the instant gratification. Get out there and let them make a run.
Yeah.
That's more on us just wanting the immediate.
Somebody made a comment earlier, right, about the game being at the same time as this one. Who do you think gets loaned out to Vegas Lights this week?
In a perfect world, Masovsky. Not talking smack. I probably Janela.
Why not?
But if he's not playing, he's not playing. I think the kids are all going back. I think it's obvious. Cal Jennings will be one going there. Bryce, yeah. That's tough. I guess they're playing at the same time, right? So there's no crossover. Whoever goes.
Yep.
Which means that Romero probably won't make the trip. Obviously, we need him here as our backup.
Right.
So, and maybe less guys go this time.
Maybe. Because I think Opoku's hurt, right?
He's injured. Yeah. Right? So it's going to be a while for him. Stinks because he would have been a great solution in this situation that we're in right now.
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah, that's hard to say who's going to go, but I think it's going to be the young kids. That's who's going to go.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Your predictions. What do you think we're going to see from this lineup?
I think we're going to see Cisniega in goal. If Vela does start, we'll see the 4-3-3 with Palacios, Segura, Murillo, and Blackman. Atuesta, K, hopefully Sifu in the midfield, and Vela, Baird, and Rossi up top. If Vela doesn't start, like you mentioned, we'll probably go to the 3-5-2 with Murillo, Segura, Blackman as a 3 center backs with Cheeky and maybe Moon at the right wing back, or if not, Blessing again. And then in the midfield, you have Atuesta, K, and Sifu with Baird and Rossi up top. What do you think?
Kind of makes some sense, right? I mean, it has to. And everybody's like, well, Moon's not a midfield. I'm hearing, the comments, and we'll talk about it. They're really, even though we say mid or wing back, they're really backs. They're just throwing 5 in the back is what was really happening here, and they can bomb when they need to bomb. That's what really is happening when we're seeing this lineup. We're calling it one thing, but it always turns out to be something very different on the field.
Right.
Every time they list the lineup, it's not accurate. It's not. It's a very different lineup.
Well, considering who we're playing, we have Shinyashiki and Barrios up on the wings. Who do you want, on our wing backs? I mean, I would assume you want Chiki for his speed and maybe Moon for his speed. I don't know if Blessing can. I mean, we saw how he gives us, like, he's weak in the defensive side of things. So
Palacios has been a concern all season defensively.
That's also true. Yes,
he's been not close enough on these crosses. It's been an issue. So seeing that Barrios is the guy that's next to him, that's going to be a little scary. But I think we're going to try to dictate the game. I think that's the attempt. That's why you put these guys in. It's not that, we've got to worry about what he's going to do. It's like, no, he's just not going to get the ball. That's how we're going to defend him. We're going to defend him because he's not going to get service because we're bombing down on them.
Yes.
And forcing them to play on the back foot. So it's a very different mindset. And that is more of Bob's mindset is we have the ball. If we have the ball, they don't have the ball. That's defending.
Right.
Let's hope
that happens.
Right. Well, we see it for 45 minutes. We don't see it for 90.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's been our issue this year. So it's a great philosophy if you can handle 90 minutes of that. We just haven't shown that yet.
And do you think that's just a lack of mentality, lack of execution, or both?
The lack of preseason. They haven't played a lot of games. The lack of fitness. And I think injuries has been a big part of it. The guys you count on to be the first to challenge, right? Put pressure on their backs, haven't been there, haven't been doing it. The minute we let off pressure on any team's backs is when we're getting killed.
Yeah.
The overlaps happen. Once you allow for that, then you're in trouble with our lineup.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Vela comes in and makes it all better. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big ask for a guy coming back from injury, right?
Yeah.
To me, it's the buy-in from everybody for 90. We haven't seen it yet. Not like against anybody, but again, it's not been the intensity we're used to. That's the biggest issue at hand right now.
Well, let's hope the fans, motivate the players and get back to business.
Exactly. Get the business of LAFC football. Show your identity that we know you can be. This is your match to do that. Critical match. This one is so important.
I would love to see, a classic LAFC game, and then just in the headlines, the newspapers, LAFC is back.
Dude, 4 goals, right?
Yeah.
4-1 or something like that. I mean, I don't care if it's a 1-0 ugly slog of. I don't care how they play out there as long as they win. That's really where I'm at. I don't care if it's a deflection off of 3 players, pump the ball in there. Who cares? Just get the 3 points. That's all I care about right now.
Yes, I agree. Couldn't agree more.
It's no sense being a beautiful dancer if you keep falling down.
Yes.
So I don't care. Slog it out, win the game, move on.
Yeah.
Right? The teams that win in this league bore you to death in most cases when they get the wins. Columbus, boring. Seattle can be very boring when they need to get a result. I'm okay with boring if we win.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Same.
So that's my take on that, sir. Anything else you'd like to add regarding the Colorado lineup or anything else related to this match?
Well, I'm just looking forward to seeing Vela back on the field, to be honest. I mean, that's the biggest thing I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, I know he's just getting back from injury, but hopefully, he unlocks a lot of space for other players, a lot of attention from other defenders. So yeah, hopefully he's the key to unlocking this LAFC team, and hopefully it leads to 3 points.
That's how we built this side. That's what we built them to do. Everything around Vela, he's the energy, he's the mindset, he's got them where he needs them. He's the leader. So yeah, I like Angry Vela. Angry Vela is good. Like angry against San Jose Vela. We want that one.
Yeah.
That's the guy we want to see out there. So I agree. Love to see the breakout for Vela and everybody else. Because again, if Vela and Rossi are out there, Baird gets space, and that's when Baird kills people.
Right.
He gets that space. He's deadly with it. He's shown it already. So let's pray that's the three we see up front in this match.
Let's hope.
So, good stuff. That being said, I'm going to move on to a couple comments that I saw before we do our final thoughts, sir. So Gomez Jr. giving Moon the start with a decently filled bank would really push him to do his best. I think Blessing has had his chance to prove himself. Let's give Moon the chance and make him feel at home. You know what? I'm fine with it. I've been good with his performances so far. I like that he's willing to get stuck in. It's something that we need. He has that. I don't mind a guy taking a hard hit and giving it. He can do that. That's cool. I'm good with that. So yeah, I'm okay with Moon getting the start at home. I think it would be a beautiful thing. Edgar Corral says 5-2 sounds good. Get Moon and Blackman on the field at the same time. If it's I mean, 5-2, when you say that, it really reminds me more of what Seattle's doing with their technical 3-5-2. I mean, it's really what that is. So I said I'm okay with having three center backs and letting the wing backs go nuts. I'm good with it until we get results. That's safe, but it can also be dynamic. The breakouts are there. So, Ox throws in on Moon. Moon deserves his chance. He's the aggressive player we need. I agree. He shows that he's not afraid to get down to it. Well said, sir. Moving up, Gomez Jr. says, neither was Blessing, but that's where Bob put him. I see Moon more of a mid than a defender. He definitely gets up like a mid when he wants to. You guys see, when he gets comfortable, the guy's a playmaker from his zone, which is really bizarre to see. That's what he's doing in Korea. It was really wild to see the distribution coming from his end. I know he was on a rough team, so he had to be that. Gomez Jr. just jumping on. Moonlick's as fast as Blessing, can defend better than Blessing. And from a few minutes he's been on the field, looks like he's not afraid to shoot. He's not. No. So again, Blessing is an excellent super sub. Maybe it's time we see that happen. Moving forward, yeah, Hooligan Ox, Blessing needs to be that super sub. I think we're getting some agreement on that. Oh, this is true for Mike Mote. With all the rumors we heard about Vela, the fact that he only played 20 minutes proves he really was injured. No, he's hurt. There's no doubt he's recovering. No doubt. We just need to get more minutes out of the man, and hopefully he's healthy enough to do that. Congrats to Jason Ariano. He'll be in 218 Roque, so if you see him out there, say hi. Love you, brother. Moving forward, again, Edgar asks, there's Punk at the LAFC Punk. Go check it out. Go talk to him there and go make it happen for Edgar Corral. Congrats again, brother. Anything else we need to throw out there to see this stand out to you, sir? As I'm running through, I know we had conversations about Dave. Again, Roberto Espinoza talks about Dave Denholm being amazing. The man is. Again, he can create his whole match on his own. Yeah, performance art stuff. So yeah, definitely follow Dave. Listen to him on the radio. It's legit. It's been good. Vic, public TV, fire, thumbs up, all that. Yes, I agree. Being on public TV is critical for us. We have so many national games, and now we have also Channel 13. People can see us play, and that's a real selling point for this side. It's the people's team. It should have been all together. I like what Rastigari says. Hey, Bally's gym discount for LAFC members, $32.52 a month, part of the plan. Hey, there it is. Let's throw that out there. You know, for 3252's birthday, that would be lovely. Happy birthday to 3252. Man, that's been a passion project for all of us, hasn't it? Let's see. I'm not gonna get into that. I can't. Well, let's see. I think we talked about a lot of the ticket stuff already, and I agree, guys. It's not where it needs to be. It's not good enough. It's not. Maybe more staff is necessary, but it's been rough. I agree. I think we covered the rest. Any final comments? Anything? I think Brendan just came in with one final question of the day, and it got buried. There it goes. Lights have 3 games during our break. do we send our starting 11 to get practice during that 3-week break?
No.
Depends. You're not going to see Vela go out there, but maybe Baird.
Yeah, I could see Baird.
Go light it up
Maybe
down there and help Vegas, because honestly, I think we owe Vegas a couple of mulligans. Those first few games have been really ugly. So maybe we throw them a bone here and get them an impact player to get a win. So maybe Baird just for practice goes to Vegas.
Maybe Farfan, Janela.
Farfan for sure. Janela definitely. I think it makes perfect sense for Janela to get play time.
Right. Harvey?
What happened?
Harvey?
I mean, why not? He could probably be the coach or assistant coach, right?
Right.
I'm not talking smack. I love you, Harvey. I'm okay with that. Duenas, right? For sure.
Duenas.
The kids are all going to go for those 3 games.
Right.
That's for certain. Cal Jennings will be there again. Moose will definitely be there. He seems to be a stalwart for that team now. Raheem Edwards, because what else are you going to do with Raheem? Right now, he doesn't really have a place in the starting lineup at all for the top team, and subs are going to be hard to come by for a while here. Romero will definitely be going.
No.
Moon, no. Palacios, no.
Blackman,
maybe just for a homecoming for fun.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, play back at home for a game. Who knows? It's a risk, though, right?
Right.
Blessing, definitely not. K, definitely not.
Not Atuesta, not Rossi.
No. So on the back, maybe Farfan. Duenas for sure. Romero. You could see 11 guys go down. I mean, down there to play. So I welcome it. I'd love to watch those games if they do, because it's been hard to watch. I will be honest. It's been hard to watch the Lights play because it's not pretty right now. So good luck to that. Again, I hope we give them a little bit of love and send some boys their way and get some results because they need them. Yeah. We owe them that, guys. Yeah. Oh, dude, Brendan's now. I love it. Brandon from Australia says, send Bob Bradley.
That's great.
I mean, you don't really have to because they're playing the exact same system he's already playing. It's pretty much bookend identical.
Yeah.
It really is. It's there's no strategy at all. I think it's just let's play the system and teach the system. Like that's where we're at right now. But I love it, dude. That's hilarious. And maybe, Vegas is expensive. Maybe Bob wants a little trip to Vegas. Yeah, I can't blame him. Nobody wants to pay the $40 resort fees these days, so that's okay. Let's see. Anyone? Any final thoughts? I just love, dude. They're flying tonight. I love it. Oh, send B-Rod. I said this. Like, if this guy ends up coming back, send him to Vegas. Like, straight up, send him to Vegas. Like, just do it. I'm 100% on board. And of course, then there's the salt from Gomez Jr. So he can fail there too. He won't fail there. He won't go.
Maybe.
I'll be honest. We send him there. He's gonna make a deal and get out of here. Right? And he'll go for $150.
He's not gonna play in the USL.
He's not gonna play there. Nah, he's not playing in Vegas. Peñarol would be like, hey, can you loan him back to us? Like, yeah, that could happen too. I mean, sell him back to Peñarol, that would be weird, but stranger things have happened. So we'll see what happens there. All right. Thank you guys for the comments. Again, fire comments. I dig it. Keep throwing them out there. I'm happy with that. On that note, I'm going to switch this over to Ben. Sir, it is your time for your final thoughts.
Well, thank you, Joseph, again, having me on the show. Thank you to all the listeners for tuning in. You guys are great, throwing up all the comments, hilarious sometimes. I love reading them. And yeah, I'll be at the game, covering the match for Heart of LAFC at the media press box. So yeah, I'm hoping to see a really good match. A lot of energy from the stadium. Fans are back. What is it, like 14,000 fans, Joseph?
Yeah, it's a lot. 67% of capacity. That's what I was told. So.
Yeah, so I'm just really looking forward to feeling that energy from the 3252, all the fans, the noise, atmosphere, everything. Just looking forward to that. And yeah, just really grateful for that opportunity to be at the game, and hopefully see you there at the game, Joseph, too, and catch up.
Dude, we will find a way to get our photo shot. Like we gotta have a Heart of LAFC moment. It's a rule. Punk, you're listening. I know that true too. Hopefully we see you there. We'll be around. I'll be in the North End for certain. Got the Vax ticket. I'll be carrying a flag, probably waving one for the full 90. Gotta make up for those who can't be there. That's for sure. Anyone in the North End, make up for those who can't be there. Use their spirit, use their power, use their energy, make up for the difference. And things will get better soon, right? Thank you, Ben, for coming on. It's been absolutely awesome to have you here. We're covering the hard questions. Thank you for firing my way. I love it. When I get to do that, I miss that a lot on the show, right? Thank you to Punk. Thank you to Junior. Happy birthday, Junior. Again, I won't tell your age because that would make me sound old too. So not doing that.
Happy birthday, Junior.
Happy birthday, my brother. Brother from the North End, forever and ever. There it is. So again, thank you all of the listeners today. You guys were awesome and dynamic and challenging on everything, which is what we love to see. Keep it going. Keep the conversation as well. Throw it on Twitter. Ask us crazy questions. We love every bit of that. And so I'll say my final moments for today. Let me jump back into comments here. No more negativity, right? Let's talk about positive. We're playing Colorado. We have a chance to right the ship. Standings shift very quickly early part of the season. So this is our chance to make it right. Bring some confidence back, not only within the lineup, but within the faithful. Because there's a lot of lack of confidence out there, and a lot of people want to blow everything up when that really shouldn't be the case. This is a fixable situation. Simple things change, and we turn it around. So let's make it that game. Do it. We want to see that performance you did against Seattle again. The good performance, not the bad one, because we know it's in you. So on that note, do that. Step up. Make it happen. Be real with this thing. Make it work. From the faithful that get to go, make your noise, be heard, and know that for everyone that can't get there, we'll get you in there soon enough. It's gonna happen. We're doing all the right things. Final note: whether at a viewing party in the stadium, represent this town well. Represent it as you know you should. Back the boys as best you possibly can, even in the bad as well as the good. And on that note, everybody, stay golden.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.